Here are 3 significant facts about Mount Everest disasters. 1996 Everest disaster. One of the deadliest years in Everest's history occurred during a storm on May 10 to 11, 1996, when 8 climbers died while descending from the summit. The disaster was heavily publicized and became the subject of Jon Krakauer's book Into Thin Air. Factors contributing to the tragedy included poor weather conditions, delays in the ascent, and overcrowding. 2014 avalanche. On April 18, 2014, a massive avalanche struck the Khumbu Icefall, killing 16 Sherpas. This disaster became the deadliest single day on Everest until that point. The Sherpas were carrying supplies for commercial expeditions when the avalanche struck. The tragedy sparked discussions about the risks faced by Sherpa guides compared to the climbers they assist. 2015 Nepal earthquake. A devastating earthquake struck Nepal on April 25, 2015, triggering an avalanche on Mount Everest that swept through the South Base Camp, killing 22 people. This became the deadliest event in Everest's history. The earthquake and subsequent avalanches stranded hundreds of climbers, leading to a large-scale rescue operation. These incidents reflect the extreme risks of Everest, from natural disasters to the human challenges of high-altitude climbing.
The 1996 Everest disaster is known as one of the deadliest incidents in Mount Everest history. During a sudden and severe storm on May 10 to 11, 1996, 8 climbers tragically lost their lives while descending from the summit. These climbers were part of several expeditions attempting to reach the peak, but they encountered deadly conditions as they descended. Several factors contributed to the disaster. First, the weather turned quickly, bringing high winds and blizzards that drastically reduced visibility. Second, there were significant delays in the ascent, partly due to overcrowding at key points along the route. With so many climbers attempting the summit at once, many were forced to wait in harsh conditions, leading to exhaustion and exposure. In addition, communication breakdowns and critical errors in decision-making played a role in the tragedy. The disaster received widespread media attention, especially after Jon Krakauer, who was part of one of the expeditions, wrote Into Thin Air, a best-selling book that provided a first-hand account of the catastrophe and explored the factors that contributed to the tragic outcome. The 2014 Everest avalanche occurred on April 18, 2014, when a massive avalanche hit the Khumbu Icefall, a notoriously dangerous section near Everest Base Camp. The avalanche tragically killed 16 Sherpa guides who were working to prepare the route and carry supplies for upcoming commercial expeditions. These Sherpas were laying ropes, ladders, and transporting equipment to higher camps to ensure safe passage for foreign climbers. This incident became the deadliest single day on Mount Everest at the time and highlighted the significant risks faced by Sherpas, who bear the majority of the physical and logistical burdens in high-altitude expeditions. Sherpas routinely face greater dangers than the climbers they assist, not only because they make multiple trips through hazardous areas, but also because they work in conditions where avalanches, crevasses, and sudden weather changes are common. The tragedy sparked important discussions about the dangers of commercial climbing on Everest, the physical toll on Sherpa guides, and the need for better compensation and support for the Sherpa community, given the critical role they play in these expeditions. On April 25, 2015, a powerful earthquake with a magnitude of 7.8 struck Nepal, causing widespread devastation across the country. This earthquake triggered an avalanche on Mount Everest, which swept through the South Base Camp at approximately 18,000 feet, tragically killing 22 people and making it the deadliest single event in Everest history. The avalanche was sudden and massive, triggered by the violent ground tremors. Snow, ice, and rocks descended rapidly, obliterating parts of the base camp where climbers and support teams were gathered, preparing for their expeditions. The impact was so severe that it leveled tents, equipment, and entire sections of the camp, catching many by surprise. The disaster stranded hundreds of climbers higher up on the mountain who were unable to descend due to damaged climbing routes, particularly in the already perilous Khumbu Icefall. This led to a significant international rescue effort, with helicopters making multiple trips in extreme conditions to bring climbers and Sherpas down to safety. The earthquake and avalanche highlighted the unpredictability of nature on Everest and led to reassessments of climbing protocols and safety measures in this seismically active region.